Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I'm your science teacher Kiran. How are you students? I hope you all are fine and safe in your home. Students, we are doing unit 3 named seed structure and germination. Today our topic is conditions necessary for germination. So firstly I tell you the meaning of conditions, necessary and germination. So condition means circumstance, necessary mean essential or needed, and germination mean a process by which an organism grow through seed or similar structure. So here I discuss two ways through which an organism grow. The first one is seed and the second one is similar structure. For this you see in a first picture germination of seed. Here its first point seed, then seed coat. Seed coat is a layer is a protective layer around a seed which protect a seed from any damage. So the third point is seedling. Seedling mean a young plant which raised from seed, not from cutting. So student, if you see in a picture, you see a young plant which raised from seed, not from cutting. So finally a fourth one point is plant. So in this way plant grow through seed. The second way through which an organism or a plant grow is similar structure. So basically similar structure mean in some plants seeds are not formed but spores are present and through spores they grow an organism or a plant. For example, mosses. Student, you see in a second picture a orange color spores which are present on a leaf. So a first condition which is necessary for the growth of seed is water. So student, if a dry condition, then it means plant does not have enough moisture to start the germination. Student, does the amount of water affect the seed germination? Yes. Poor or additional supply of water affect the seed germination. So always give the right amount of water to seed or a plant. That's why water has primary importance in germination. So what is the meaning of primary? Basically primary mean first. So you can say that water has first importance in germination. And a water soaked seed will germinate. Basically soaked mean wet. So student, for desert plant, the seeds often need to be soaked for several hours before they will germinate. Why this is important for desert plant? Because more water quantity means that there will be enough water for seedling and the adult plant. Student, here in a picture you see a soaked pea seed, and in a beaker add some water and then add pea seed in it. So in this way all the seeds are soaked or wet. So there are a lot of benefit of soaking seed. Here I discuss two. Soaking is beneficial for pea seed as well as other seed having thick hard coat or covering. So in this way enough of water is penetrate into the seed, and the second one is germination time will be reduced. So the second condition which is necessary for the seed germination is oxygen. Student, germinating seed need uninterruptible supply of oxygen. Uninterruptible mean not able to be broken in continuity, because germinating seed need continuously supply of oxygen. So proper air is mandatory for growth. Mandatory mean compulsory. So you can say that proper air is compulsory for growth. So the third point is temperature. Germinating seed needs suitable temperature. What is the meaning of suitable temperature? Suitable temperature mean safe and balanced temperature at which the procedure is best carried out, and which is usually lies between 25 Celsius to 30 Celsius. For example, cherry seed. Student, you see in a picture, this is a cherry seed, and cherry seed will germinate better if they are kept at humid at 5 Celsius for 16 weeks. Humid means damp, moist or wet. So these all are the meaning of humid. If these seeds are kept at 25 Celsius, they will not germinate. So student, finally a fourth one point is sunlight. Proper sunlight is also necessary for the rate of germination of some seeds. Very high or very low light intensity does not allow enzyme to function normally. So proper air is necessary for the rate of germination of some seeds. So student, today we learn the four conditions which are necessary for seed germination. The first one is water, the second one is oxygen, and the third one is temperature, and the fourth one is sunlight. So here are some activities, and the first one activity is water is necessary for germination. Student, take two plastic beaker and place a cotton wool in the bottom of each beaker, and place a wet cotton wool in a first beaker and place a dry cotton wool in a second beaker, and then add seed to each beaker. Label the beaker water and no water. Then add enough water to the beaker labeled water, and do not add any water to the beaker labeled no water. Then cover both beakers with cling film and pierce 20 holes in the cling film of each beaker using a needle. Students, see downward. This is the cling film, a thin, transparent plastic film which is used to wrap or covering for food. So the result observation after 1 week is the beaker labeled water in which seed germination is observed, and the beaker labeled no water in which no seed germination is observed. So the end result is presence of water is necessary for seed germination. Then the second one activity is air is necessary for germination. So student, take two beakers and place a cotton wool in the bottom of each beaker. Then add seed to each beaker. Label the beaker air and no air. And the beaker labeled no air, add enough cooking oil to cover the seeds, and cover both beakers with cling film and pierce 20 holes in the cling film of a beaker labeled air using a needle, and do not pierce hole in other beaker, and place both beaker in the light cupboard for 1 week. The result observation after 1 week is the beaker labeled air in which seed germination is observed, and a beaker labeled no air in which no seed germination is observed. So the end result is presence of air is necessary for seed germination. Then student, the third one activity is light is necessary for germination. Student, take two beaker and place a cotton wool in the bottom of each beaker. Then add seeds to each beaker and label the beaker as light and no light. Then add enough water to both beakers to saturate the cotton but not to cover the seeds. So cover both beakers with cling film and pierce 20 holes in the cling film of the beaker using a needle. Then place one beaker in the light for 1 week. To the other beaker labeled no light, place it in a dark place or cover it with cardboard. Then the result is observation after 1 week is the beaker labeled light in which seed germination is observed, and the beaker labeled no light in which no seed germination is observed. So the end result is presence of light is necessary for seed germination. Then the fourth one activity is temperature is necessary for germination. So student take 2 beakers and place a cotton wool in the bottom of each beaker, and then add seeds to each beaker. Label the beaker. The first one beaker labeled as room temperature and the second one beaker labeled as refrigerator. Then add enough water to both beakers to saturate the cotton but not to cover the seed. So cover both beaker with cling film and pierce 20 holes in the cling film of beaker using a needle. So place one beaker in refrigerator and other at room temperature. So the result observations after 1 week is the beaker labeled room temperature in which seed germination is observed, and the beaker labeled refrigerator in which no seed germination is observed. So the end result is suitable temperature is necessary for seed germination because low temperature decrease the embryo activity and high temperature destroy the delicate embryo tissue. Seeds usually germinate between 0 Celsius to 50 Celsius temperature, and the optimum temperature which is usually lies between 25 Celsius to 30 Celsius. So student, here some question waiting for you, and let's know either you listen your lecture carefully or not. So the first one question is, name the conditions which are necessary for seed germination. Question number 2, why desert plant seeds often need to be soaked for several hours? And question number 3 is, why suitable temperature is necessary for seed germination?